In our view, there are significant benefits of diagnostic assessment. First, it helps us to break what are called deficit perspectives. That is, to focus on what kids can do and to build from there. We often hear what one of my former students, Marin Ackerman, calls the language of lack. That is, students lack this ability, they lack that ability. We need to turn that around to focus on what students can do so that we can build from there. Secondly, we need to change the conversation from groups to individuals. And we can do that by focusing on individual student work. And that's what DORA and diagnostic assessment will allow us to do. Third, we want to use diagnostic assessment to reduce the guesswork that operates in instruction. Remember, don't guess, assess. We may not be able to identify all the issues initially, but it will put us in a much better position to make more efficient and effective decisions. And finally, we want to shift our focus to individuals, because that's where we can make our difference. It's one child at a time, and diagnostic assessment at the individual level will allow us to do that. On the other hand, there are limitations to individualized diagnostic assessment, and we need to state those up front. First is time. And as teachers say, how can I get this done in the time that I have? Or, as they often say, can I have the short version? Second, there are existing beliefs and practices. In classrooms now, our major focus is on instruction rather than on assessment. We're worried about what we need to do on Monday and what we need to do this afternoon. We need to step back from that to think about assessment and how to identify what kids need and where to start. Once we do move to instruction, our instruction can be more efficient and effective because of that. Third, we need to move away from a whole group focus. As one teacher said to us with DORA, I don't know what to do with this information. It's too individualized. Well, for our purposes, there's no such thing. We want that individualized assessment so we can identify exactly what we need to do with each student. It's in that case that we have our best opportunity to intervene and bring kids back to grade level. An additional limitation of diagnostic assessment is that it's labor intensive and expensive, and we often hear this from administrators and from teachers. It requires expertise and training, which teachers often do not have. Further, it requires time to administer and time to interpret. While we acknowledge these limitations, we believe that the time it takes to collect, interpret, and analyze individual diagnostic assessment is well worth it. It provides us the platform for making effective decisions for students.